Hey guys, Stella Christoph here for day number 11 of 25 Days of Daybreak. Let's get started.
I'm sure all my Celestials casters out there know Lavalith, Vernalith, and Moralith, the 3-Lith, 2-drop Celestials that came in Frostfall and changed the metagame. And now it is time to reveal 3 new Lith Celestials for 3 different elements as we count down 25 days until Daybreak pre-orders open on July 12th. Let's go! I'm not gonna lie, this is one of my favorite Nexus form lines. Johnny the Elite hit this one out of the park. Kicking things off today, we've got Heliolith, a brand new 2-cost Solar Celestial with 5 attack and 5 defense. This thing is a monster, man. This Heliolith can be normal cast with 2 Solar Spirits if an artifact is enchanted.
So already with that, as long as you have artifact runes, especially let's say like Golden Fleece for instance, which is going to protect your Celestial, so they are going to try to destroy that card. But that with the search engine for Solar, there's other cards to protect artifact runes. But just like all the lists, you can normal cast them as long as you meet the condition. So it doesn't say you or your opponent for the artifact rune. So as long as there's one, you can normal cast this card. And then the fact that you can return an Celestial to the owner's hand is freaking awesome. Doesn't matter what's on their side of the field. And again, so Dan's been showing us all these new cards. You have Chronodial, and then you have Celestleo. 2 awesome, 2 strong cards. The fact that you have this guy that can send them right back, perfect card.
If you or your opponent has an artifact, you could just cast out your Heliod straight away with 2 Solar Spirits and you have a 5/5. When you cast this Heliod, you can return an Celestial on the field to its owner's hand. That means you can bounce your opponent's Celestials back to their hand. This thing is crazy
cost
good,
them those
and you
spirits
clear
in
the
turn.
field for Heliolith to pop off. Combine this with cards like Argo, with cards like Cybermal and Golden Fleece, Poison Tunic. Lots of possibilities here for Heliolith when Daybreak drops. If you're not excited about this card, man, I don't know. This card is really strong. Up next, we've got the beautiful Coastalith, a brand new Water Celestial, 2 attack, 8 defense, that can be normal cast if your opponent has at least 2.
So there's a buddy of mine who runs a straight water deck, and he was very upset that there was no Waterlith when the first 3 came out. So there you go, my buddy. You're set. You're going to get your card. 8 defense, strongest defense of all of them so far. And then water in general is more defensive, especially with Galaxy, which is a 2 attack, 5 defense, and its special ability is water enchanted Celestials flip-flop their attack and defense. So if you have Galaxy out and you bring out or you do that special normal cast to get Coastalith out, which again, if an opponent has at least 2 Celestials in defense position, so pair this with Tsunami. Perfect example. Tsunami is a water counter rune that turns all your opponent's Celestials to defense mode. When you cast this Coastalith, you can special cast a 1 Spirit Water Celestial from your hand. So actually, absolutely perfect. Your opponent that has 2 Celestials out, you go ahead and you cast Tsunami. They go to defense. You normal cast this Coastalith with a special ability, and then if you have Galaxy in your hand, you're summoning your Galaxy. So your opponents are going to be in defense mode, and then you're going to have an 8 and a 5 attack that turn, and you can wipe out your opponent's front line. That also doesn't count if you have other cards you can use for special Ascension.
Celestials in defense position. Now this might seem a little lackluster, but if you remember that the water element can do some really cool things with Tsunami to change position, and there's some more cards that haven't been revealed yet that are going to make some sense with Coastalith, but you can cast this thing out, and then when you cast Coastalith, you can special cast a 1 Spirit Water Celestial from your hand. So this thing can swarm the field incredibly fast. You play your Coastalith, and then you can play your Veritaqua to take advantage of those defense Celestials. Or you can play your Galaxy to turn Coastalith into an 8 attacker. Or you can play a Foamy or a Mustation or whatever you want to play, Dratagua, and you have some really, really awesome power there with Coastalith. You got to play a little defensive to get there, but that's something that Water doesn't mind doing already. I think Coastalith can actually make a splash in Daybreak. And last but not least, it's time to reveal Arcolith. Arcolith is a 6 attacker with 4 defense that can be normal cast if an opponent has at least 2.
So pretty much the same thing as Coastalith, but attack. 6 attack, 4 defense. That's the same as Lavalith, I believe. When you cast this Arcolith, you can enchant up to 3 Thunder Spirits from your underworld to your field. That's awesome. Especially if you're running a Thunder Nexus deck and say they destroyed your Sparkit. You know what I mean? Go ahead and play this guy. You're going to bring those 3 Thunder Spirits back. Say you have a second Spark It ready to go. Summon that out. Start doing some serious damage to your opponent's hand, your opponent's field, whatever you need to do. If you have Astrabbit, say you have 1 or 2 Astrabbits out, Nexus Thunder Spirits onto them. So Astrabbit is when they receive a Thunder Spirit. So again, this guy right here, when you cast it, you can enchant up to 3. Doesn't say where. So say you have 2 Astrabbits on the field, use that ability twice.
Celestrals in attack position. That means if they're on the offensive and they're ahead, Arcolith can rain thunder down onto the field and do some massive damage, because when you cast it, you can enchant up to 3 Thunder Spirits from your underworld to your field. So,
and also, don't quote me on this, but Volt Tempest has a special ability when it has to do with disenchanting, I believe. So again, just looking at this field, this guy right now, you're gonna be able to normal cast this Arcolith, sorry guys. You're gonna be able to normal cast it. So you're gonna have 2 spirits on it. Sorry guys. You're gonna have 2 spirits on it. You're gonna be able to add to the additional 3. So now you're gonna be at 5. You keep it on the field for 1 turn. Say next turn you summon your Volt Tempest. You're gonna have 6 spirits on it. You're gonna be able to disenchant, activate its ability. If you have Spark It, you can Nexus off of it. If you have a Thunder Celestial that has a receive effect, you can use Spark Its ability, Nexus off onto the other card. Now you're activating 2 abilities. Astrabbit, prime example. And then you'll be able to do all these different combos, and really, you're going to keep your opponent guessing. You're going to be able to set yourself up and just dominate the field.
you get to throw down Arcolith, and then you get to just swarm your field with Thunder Spirits and push forward against your opponents to attack Alestrals. Arcolith is actually nuts. Even if you just ascend into Arcolith, it's really, really strong. I'm very excited for these awesome plays that Thunder are going to be able to unlock with Arcolith added to the game as we continue to add new opportunities to come back in the game and come back strong.
I just want to point out something too, that he said you can even just normal ascend to this card. Its ability applies when you cast it. So it doesn't have to be a normal cast, special cast, ascension. It doesn't matter as long as it's cast onto the field. Even if you say Rise from the Ashes and it gets destroyed, you know, you can just go ahead and use that ability every single time you bring it to the field.
I think Arcolith is going to do just that, and this is really fun for us because we talk about getting those 2 and 3 cost Celestials to the field and having them stick. I think these lits like Arcolith, Heliolith, and Coastalith do that in an incredible way. Let me know which one you guys are most excited to use when Daybreak pre-orders open on July 12th.
I'd say for me, it's going to be a cross between Arcolith and Coastalith. Solar, I'm still hesitant on because I have not played with those cards. So once the new set comes out and I actually have the cards in my hand, that's when I'll decide if I'm going to run a solar deck or not, or like say half solar, half water. I'm not going to put judgment into that yet. I want to wait another couple months until we get the cards, and we'll see from there. Me personally, I love my Thunder decks, especially say Sonicore. So this is just going to be another way to get more Thunder Spirits out. You know, if you have multiple Alestrals out with this guy and you can put multiple spirits out, it's going to be that much easier to summon your Sonic Core and give it the extra spirits to do more damage. No counter runes can hurt you. And then the water aspect, again, water can just dominate the field if you get the right cards early. And with this card, again, you can have your field completely wiped out or blank, play Tsunami, the opponents are in defense mode, and then you can get your Coastalith and your Galaxy out on the same turn. Remember about counter runes, guys, that it has to be face down for 1 turn. So again, leave it face down. It's your opponent's turn. They do what they got to do. You can wait to play that Tsunami until the right opportune moment. So you have a Tsunami and a PTA. You know, Poison Tipped Arrow has 2 abilities. It's going to lower the attack and then it's going to destroy it. You don't have to activate that second ability. So you can still kind of hinder your opponent slightly and then save this card, save Tsunami for this combo. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching the video. Like and subscribe if you're new. And I hope you guys all have a great day, a stellar day. See ya.